It looks like sometimes we cover a lot of Tesla, but they are the ones pushing technology forward. The other headline was basically the Optimus is the infinite money glitch, right? Because
Hmm.
Elon says that it will eliminate poverty, and I'm still thinking on that, right? Because there is a debate on that. Like, okay, let's say that the machines are doing everything, like everything, right? Like they're
Yeah.
delivering your
How do you
groceries.
sell a $25,000 robot to to solve poverty? Right.
The math is not computing, right? But I feel that when I go to Burning Man, the infrastructure is there and you don't need cash. It almost sounds like an utopia, and it's a glimpse to how
Socialism.
I feel that the only way I came from a socialist place with Mexico, right? And told me, I'll tell you, the system doesn't work. so, uh, I feel that doesn't work, and the same with communists. Have you heard I think that I mentioned it to you before, right? That there is Nassim Taleb says that you have to be communist with your family, socialist with your friends, and with everybody else capitalist.
Oh, it sounds familiar. I think I've heard it before. Yeah.
So I think that's and the main reason why is because there are humans involved. But if you put the AI, then maybe these ideas, because the AI will not it has some biases, but it's very minuscule, some of the biases. So so I think that maybe those philosophies might play out. So maybe you can have the AI truly dividing who needs to get something. So going back to the money glitch and Burning Man, I can see a glimpse on the how a society could work and just by operating it without a lot of money transactions. And we already kind of have it. It's just not so obvious to us. There is infrastructure for go to the bathroom or water. It's minuscule the amount of money that we're paying to have these services. We almost give it for granted, right? Lights, even if you're in the street, you're kind of not paying it. Yeah, sure, it's your taxes, but infrastructure is there. The streets, that is not like you just are not running on the freaking jungle. Right, there are streets, there are roads, there are lights, right? Because the government and subsidized through capitalism and all of that. So I feel that maybe that's what they are trying to convey. It's not necessarily that they're trying to sell you the 25,000 robot.
Yeah, of course. I think there's going to be some people that want to buy it for themselves. Uh, People like us can afford a $25,000 home robot. Um, but I think what he's saying really is like he sees his vision, and in his plan he sees that there's going to be, let's say every person can have their own robot if they wanted to. And these robots, as a whole, if at that point we're saying there's going to be billions of robots, right? The amount of work that they can do is enough to lift us out of poverty, just because we will become that much more efficient. The cost of things are going to become a lot cheaper. You can have an army of robots building homes for just material costs, right? A lot of stuff right now, like if you're estimating things like that, the labor costs, you're going to double the material costs, just rule of thumb. So if that's the case, everything becomes cheaper by half at least, right? And then there's going to be economies of scale. You're going to have free labor makes things a lot. It's going to be just a lot cheaper. So uh,
I I always wanted to build my own castle.
robots,
So
man.
if I can just get maybe 5 robots, put them there for a couple of years, and let's see what they build.
Yeah.
Because think about it. If you get into a piece of land that has clay, that has like wood, these machines can just keep doing it, right? Like in the old time, right? You provide certain minimum infrastructure to create bricks. It's
Hmm.
like it can create this shit, right? So it sounds like a pipe dream, but in 10, 15 years, I can see it be doable that a robot can build a house um, with the proper equipment. So I think that they might be into something. But the other thing that they were saying is that you can get a top-notch healthcare.
Hmm.
We still have a lot of boomers, right? That they hold the majority of the cash because they have saved it and all of that, and that was the other one that could be, and I think that maybe that will be one of the first use cases to be your
Yeah,
Optimus nurse.
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Right now, one of the bigger things is concierge medicine. So you don't have to go to the hospital or to the office to go get your checkups and things like that. They come to you, right? We were talking about this earlier. You have a nurse come to you, you have a doctor come to you. So imagine if it's just a robot and it doesn't need to come to you because it lives with you. you know, your personal home, your family robot can be your doctor, your accountant, your whatever it is that your surgeon, whatever you need it to be. It's going to be able to have all that knowledge. It'll be able to do more preventative medicine versus treatment, which is what we have right now. We wait till you get sick and then we treat you. So it should be a different world, right? In terms of like the medical costs that we have to pay right now as a country should go down because we're preventing a lot of stuff, right? It's going to cook for you, so you're going to be eating a lot healthier. You're not going to have to rely on fast food or junk food, bags of chips, and stuff like that. If the thing's going to be cooking for you, so we'll save a lot of money worldwide just because we're spending less on healthcare because hopefully people aren't getting as sick, right? So there's a lot of things, and tons of things that we're not even thinking of is going to help with, right? We're it's hard to see that far out, but yeah, I can totally see how it can help lift us out of poverty. But here's the thing: some people think that poverty is not just it's not just a symptom of I can't get a good job and make enough money. There's a lot of folks that say, poverty is actually rooted in social and political structures. It's just it's built that way. The systems are built that way to keep people down, to keep people poor. So the robotics itself may not address those issues, right? It'll address the labor issues, but it may not address those issues. And so I think, right, a lot of things will have to change for us to be able to say, okay, we have a ton of robots, they're able to generate all of this wealth. How do we make sure that everybody, all boats rise, right? That's what we're trying to say. That it should be able to rise all boats instead of it just being a few people, just the Sam Altmans of the world being able to reap what these robots are sowing.
That's what the basic universal income, right? But uh, on the idea, but also Elon is saying, no, 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 it could be universal income, right? Like a more,
High universal high income, or what does
I don't
Elon
know.
said? He's just talking about being high, but yes, he says not basic, but a high income, which I think that's what the goal would be, right? We can do
I
basic income now. I think with robots, we should be able to do high income.
Yeah, and I think that it's still that's the social problem. People don't know what to do with their free time, and even that they have let's say food cover and maybe shelter, right? Still like the interesting thing is like, well, maybe they should learn and they should become like somehow, but it removes a lot of the incentive. And when it removes the incentive, it's tough. Like people, some people say, yeah, I would like to travel. Like, are you gonna keep traveling? Like, are you gonna be like nomad?
There's only so many places that you really want to see.
And it's funny because people they dream, right, and they're okay. I mean, it's this America, you can dream whatever you want, but it's like when they
America.
do it, America, then you want to go back to your house, right, to your home, right? So there's a lot of things that's the part that it worries me, that people don't know what they are gonna do with so much free time if all of these needs are covered.
The Disney movie Wally is going to come true.
Yeah, if you notice in the movie, everybody was fat. They didn't even move. They just were
Yeah,
watching TV, right? So that
yeah.
wasn't the moving.
Or that other. You haven't seen this one, the Idiocracy movie from
Mm,
early 2000s. I think maybe it was. You got
okay.
to watch it. It's funny. I mean, it's not. It's like cheesy comedy, but
Well,
it's, you could see how we might get to that point. You see some parallelisms right now, but I won't. I won't spoil it for you.
all right.
But yes, very true. So I think it's very very interesting. And uh, on at the what was it called, that when at their show that they had, right, whatever, they had on the screen or on the wall sustainable abundance, and that was kind of one of the themes that Elon had pointed out, going along with this universal high income. Now I think a lot of it is true, but he could be painting this picture just because, he doesn't want people to be afraid of the robot takeover, right? He wants us to focus more on the sustainable abundance future versus the Terminator future, right? Because I think there a lot of, and for good reason, a lot of these AI leaders or leaders in this AI space have been saying, hey, we need to be careful. We need to be careful in the future because of alignment, right? We want to make sure that robots are aligned to humans staying alive, and so there's always been this thing that's kind of maybe hindering this whole positive message about robots, with this thing like, hey, they could take over in the opposite way, not helping us. So I think it's good to put both ways. I mean, Elon himself has said we've got to be careful with alignment. So I'm glad he's trying to balance his message now. Like, this is the bad that could happen, but this is also the good that could happen. Let's make sure that we end up on the happy side and not on the sad side by promoting this sustainable abundance message that he had at
For
the
sure.
shareholder meeting.
I mean, he's an entrepreneur, and in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to be optimistic. So you have to see an outlook that that is abundant and optimistic. So good, good for them. I mean, nice paychecks. He's able to negotiate that. So, and I think that he has a good shot on doing it. I think that he has all of the pieces there. There's some roadblocks in robotics that I haven't seen them. I have been playing lately the last few months on it. That I still see that they they have a secret sauce, and the secret sauce is basically how they're able to train them. Training the robots is not easy. Manufacturing it, you have seen it, right? Like Unit 3. And by the way, it was a sad week in my mind because the guys that I met in San Francisco from K-Scale, they actually are planning even to close it. So and maybe I'll create couple videos about that. But yeah, the guy sent us an email because I already ordered it, and basically returning the money. So I'll take a look to see if I can find more information, and I'll share in the podcast. Also, because I knew that kind of was happening, Ramirez sent me the one for Neo, and I also kind of got into that, right? So we got very early on the purchase of the Neo, right? We should be at the top of the list.